Hello, my name is Matthew Coatney of New Creation Studios, and today we're going to look at a battery of ink tests designed to discover an ink that can withstand both alcohol marker and watercolor in the most abusive circumstances. In other words, real-world applications where you're not going to smear your ink. The tests that I performed were over a period of 72 hours. I started with 2 alcohol tests and 2 watercolor tests, which were a very light application for the first test on both watercolor and marker, and the second application of both were very heavy, and in a lot of cases I was really trying to make it bleed or smear the black ink. I discovered a while back by accident that alcohol markers are not created equal. In this case, with this fluorescent orange, it doesn't look fluorescent on the camera, but it's a very, very bright, very obviously different marker when you use it. And for some reason, it causes the black inks to smear. So I will say, not all markers, even of the same manufacturer, are created equal. I don't know what's in this, but whatever is in this particular marker, it is a lot stronger of a solvent than what is in these other normal markers. Okay, that said, I really abused all of these inks using this marker. The only one that were able to withstand that abuse were the Kuretake ink, and only really barely. If I really want to, I can make it smear. And that's going to be true across the board with this particular marker. So, word to the wise, make sure you test each color that you're using with the inks and everything that you're going to use on the paper that you're going to use, because each of the papers that I tried had different results. So this is a Strathmore 300 series Bristol board, and in this particular case it's the Deleter Black No. 4. Deleter Black No. 4 holds up fine to watercolor, not to marker in any case. The Harbin ink, unfortunately, it's a nice ink, but it really, it did well on this particular board, but in other cases, it just really didn't do what I need it to do in the papers that I used it on. It's watercolor, okay, it's okay. It's not great, because it creates a little halo around it, and a lot of these inks do on this particular board. I'm not sure why or what's in them that causes that, but both the Deleter and the Harbin actually caused a little bit of a halo surrounding the black when watercolor was applied. But I'm ruling out the Harbin ink because it didn't stand up to the alcohol tests. So I used the Canson Fanboy paper, and I like it for the most part. It has a little bit of tooth. I'm not reviewing paper here, but where the inks are concerned, the only problem with it, I find that the inks tended to puddle up a little bit more. Let's see, Deleter puddled up probably the worst. Probably the least, well, the least would probably be the Harbin, would have done the best in this case. But you notice where I'm using this ink after 24 hours in this particular test. You can see with a few passes, most of these inks do okay, but where I'm really trying to hit it hard, it fails in most cases. So you really got to be careful, and you got to test your particular inks with your particular markers and paper. I used the Eon paper. It's the HD Smooth 120-pound paper. You can buy it in these little test cards. Eon Vortex did really well on several medium. this particular medium is recommended by Eon, so it did well with the marker, with the blue marker. It did okay if you're careful. I mean, you don't have to be too careful, but you have to be a little bit careful. It failed, however, with this fluorescent marker. Eon Vortex did not stand up to the harshest of tests, and so that's the important thing. I did a watercolor test on Canson watercolor paper. Deleter 5 is not watercolor resistant or watercolor proof. Deleter number 4 is just fine. Again, it causes a little bit of a halo. You got to be careful with that. These other ones didn't, and I think Eon Vortex was the best out of all of these as far as watercolor goes. So, if I had to make a choice, I think Kuretake or Eon Vortex. And the reason, if I was doing heavy, more marker work, I would probably lean towards the Sumi ink, the Kuretake Sumi ink. Only if I was doing really heavy work would I really care. Whereas if I was doing really heavy watercolor work, I would probably lean towards the Eon Vortex. I like the look of both of these inks, and I really like how smoothly they lay down. These are probably my two favorite inks out of all of the inks that I tried. Again, the results. Kuretake Sumi or Eon Vortex, either one of them seem to be great choices. Thank you. Have a great day, and see you around. Bye-bye.